So the route that I have in my current PB is different than what's going to be done or attempted to be done today. So just in the last like 24 hours, tons of things have changed. So we're going to go ahead and see how I can do with those changes. Even the very beginning is going to be slightly different. No. Thank you. So normally I'd be taking a long way to get to this area so I can access the stadium from behind, but instead we're going to access it from the front, and we're going to do some little trickery this time. Yeah. Okay, that was weird. Wasn't close enough. That should be good. We do a short zip here. I didn't grab the wall. Whatever. Right. That's not too bad. So what that does is that cuts out a whole like trip that I have to take, like do a roundabout way, because the switch I hit at the end to access and get rid of the electric gate is something that I normally go all the way around the map to end up doing. So this way I can just utilize some zips to not have to do that and make that roundabout trip, which in this case saves about saves about a minute. Then we're going to do another skip right here, another zip that was just found that'll teleport me straight to where I need to be. There we go. And now, can I not mess this up? This is the thing I quite still haven't gotten good at, is making this really awkward jump. Actually, I'm just gonna play it safe, go into the safe house, and get some health back. Yeah, I'm really not good at this jump. There we go. I'm gonna lose some time, but that's fine. Oh no, I didn't even lose some time. Interesting. I can definitely save some time in this next dungeon as well, trying to not fail a zip for like a minute straight. I'm just gonna recover some health. Oh. Okay. So we enter this area from the incorrect way, and then I zip down, which gets me here. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I need to do a very particular type of zip from here. I need to do a pause zip, which is where I pause just as I enter the loading zone with the zip, which will skip collision checks. But because of this doorway, it's very awkward to do. Because I need to be able to zip past those little poles sticking out, and doing a pause zip lets me skip the collision check. Like that. Oh, it brought me all the way in here, but I need to go back. I need to equip a badge to make me do tons of damage. So I sacrifice my speed in the name of doing a bunch of damage. But that's basically what I needed to do. I needed to pause to unload like collision for the zip, which works because of some reason. We don't really know. And then that lets me basically just skip having to do that. Ideally, he would have just stayed there. Okay. Not a perfect fight, but much better than my PB. Because in my PB, he just kept jumping around. Nice. And now I'm going to unequip that and equip the speed badge back. And we're going to get the heck out of here. And then the next dungeon, we have a couple new zips as well. Like I said, a lot of this stuff's constantly evolving because in the Discord we're constantly figuring out new zip spots. So just a lot of testing and figuring out has been happening just even in the last 24 hours since I uploaded my last run. Well, that was very close and very sketchy. Yeah, thanks for the good luck. So far with some of the newer stuff at the beginning has been going well. We'll just have to hope that it stays going well. Okay, so we go over here. I didn't line myself up right. It's fine. I zip down. Okay, fine, I'll take that. Can do that just for safety. And then we're gonna zip from here. And then I'm going to change my badges and weapons. So I'm going to change this to Cat's Cradle and this to Parry. I think the flurry attack might actually be better for this, because he just stands still. So it might have been better to keep that, but... Oh. I still had iframes, that's convenient. Okay, nice. Very nice. Again, I'm going to equip the speed. And then now, because I entered this factory the incorrect way, when I try to leave, it's going to force me into a wall. But thankfully, the way that I can get out of that is pretty simple. So it forces me in here, which is going to shoot me into a wall, and I can just hit return to safe house. And because of the way the game works, it's going to put me into the nearest safe house, which is just at the exit. So it puts me right where I want to be. And then now the easiest dungeon. So now I'm going to unequip the speed and equip the teleport. And then we're going to sneak our way in. And then we're gonna sneak our way in again. And then I want to stand about the middle, throw it again. There we go. And I have to wait for it to hit the load zone, because if I teleport too soon, then I'm gonna actually trigger the fight, which is not what I want to do. And then I want to turn this into around the world. This guy can be a bit of a butthead. Especially because he gets invulnerability. Fine. And the reason I use around the world is the little boomerangs he's throwing. Those, if hit with around the world, will spawn health. So if he decides to play nice or be a butthead, then I can just spawn a health. There we go. And then the next dungeon has arguably one of the bigger changes that was found out yesterday. And that is probably about a 2-minute save in the next dungeon as well, because we skip more of it than we were even doing before. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to equip this again, but now I'm going to also upgrade it to make it cheaper so it uses less badge points. But then I'm not going to do anything about that quite yet. I'm going to leave. We're just going to go to the next dungeon, which is what I set up at the beginning with all of those guys I was collecting. That's just to make the next area easier to get into. If I stop getting caught on objects, that'd be great. So now we can enter this. We're gonna go all the way over here. And we're going to zip from this spot. And now, and go in here. What used to be one of like the scariest points because of how obnoxious this whole thing was. Oh, I actually needed to equip flurry attack as well. So I will change this back to flurry attack. So we have this little hockey player. This guy is annoying. And normally we'd have to deal with 2 of them and more spawning enemies, but we don't have to anymore. Because we can just do that I just did. I'm going to get an upgrade, which is going to increase my amount of badge points, but tank my damage. But we do not care, because this next boss fight we're about to do, you don't actually need to deal damage. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to set up another trick, which is a transition teleport. So I'm going to set the yo-yo in a specific spot, teleport during the transition, and now I'm at the boss. And in this boss fight, we actually don't deal damage. We want to actually just grab this football and run. So what I did, and the reason why I upgraded the 1 badge and then used that upgrade, is I wanted to have both the teleport badge and the speed badge or the train badge equipped at the same time to be able to do this skip. And they are both considered cheater badges, which means that they cost a lot of BP to equip. So refining it makes it cheaper and costs less BP. And then one of the upgrades I took gives me extra BP at the cost of just tanking my damage to nothing. Which doesn't matter for us in this case because this whole fight doesn't actually deal any damage. We actually do hurt these guys. So like these guys who are taking the football from me hitting them is technically damaging them. I'm wasting a bunch of time getting stuck in start. It technically damages them and they can die, but it really doesn't matter how much damage I do because I'm really just trying to grab the football back and just run. And that's it. Yeah. An insane amount of time save from that. So now what I'm going to do is, obviously, I want my damage back. So I'm going to go here and just choose to ask for a refund, which will give me my money, or it'll give me my attack power back, but reduce my badge points, which doesn't matter because now we don't need both of those badges equipped at the same time. And then I'm gonna do a little zip back to the lobby. And now we're gonna go into the final dungeon. So one different thing that I do compared to what is probably, or what is optimal, is normally I would go into the final boss with the same demon badge, the thing that's been like increasing my damage output through this whole thing. I am not confident in being able to do it with only 2 health, because the final boss is a gauntlet, a pain in the butt. And I just don't feel very confident in doing that whole fight with 2 HP. Great, I just took damage for no reason there. I don't feel confident in doing it with the that little of HP. So what I do is I replace it with a badge that just gives me a flat 1 power increase. That way I can just have the damage that I want, or have like a good damage number and still have a good amount of health, so I can feel a little bit safer. And now we're at the final boss. The trade-off is, of course, I do significantly less damage than I would be doing if I had the demon badge. But for me, I'd much rather have the safety of like being a little bit more confident in being able to do the fight. Dying there doesn't matter, because, you know, it's only like a few seconds into it. Okay, that's good. So now we get a checkpoint at this phase, so it doesn't matter now. And now things get a little bit dicey, because now the fight is going to be very obnoxious for a bit. And I just want to play it safe. I don't want to like overexert myself and try to get in a bunch of damage. The important part is to just try and play this safe. Because of how little damage I do and how much she's moving around, it's just more important that I play safe. And then after we hit certain damage checkpoints, we get put in these little challenge areas. Need to hope that I don't get obnoxious ones. That was bad. But I can get this guy, or miss it. That's fine. But you can really tell just how much longer this fight is taking compared to any other boss fight I've done so far. Want those guys to get out of my way. And she's going to do a whole screen attack. I just want to run around the perimeter until she's done. Then I can jump back in. This one I'm going to be a little bit slow about because I really don't like these ones. So I'm going to be a bit of a wuss. Like, I just wanted to be a bit more careful about that, but I blanked for a second. But it's fine because I can just get the health recovery. I'm really close to hitting the next checkpoint. I think I've hit the next checkpoint. Where our health is about halfway, you actually hit like another checkpoint, which is kind of funny because at this point she actually becomes a little bit easier. Oh, I want this out of the way. And like I said, with these rail ones, I usually just play it safe because I'm a wuss. So now we hit all of these. And I have to hope that I don't get sniped by some of the enemies who just love to be obnoxious. I was trying to hit the one with the health on it. But while it looks like I have to redo the whole fight, it just drops her down to half. So thankfully, don't have to do all of that. So while I did lose some time, in my PB, I like lost 2 minutes. So this is the attack that I want to see her do the most, because she just stands still for all of it. Right, there's some health along the perimeter, so that's fine. I didn't want to have to get both of those. I want her to get out of there. All right, and that's it. $29.02. Ooh. The culmination of so far all of the new stuff that was found, all the new skips, all the new fan route. Oh.